Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Alhamdulillah wassalatu wassalamu ala Rasulillah wa ala alihi wa sahbihi wa mawalah. Okay, in this occasion, I want to describe or I want to tell about our research about the topic the impact of Quranic therapy in treatment of psychological disease and spiritual disease for adolescents of divorced parents. Introductions. We know that defining divorce. Divorce is the breaking of a husband and wife relationships because there are uh, some aspect, for example, no harmony, incompatibility, and they are no longer attracted to one another in daily life. So, and the marital relationship of the husband and wife is declared by the judge to have ended. The parental divorce has a significant impact on the psychological and spirituality of children. We know that Alquran has been revealed to have defined itself as shifa or a healer. وَنُنَزِّلُ مِنَ الْقُرْآنِ مَا هُوَ شِفَاء. Healing is intended not only as a cure for various physical diseases, but is very intense in declaring itself as a cure for people with psychological and spiritual disease. So the purpose of the research is to know or to study the effect of Quranic therapy on psychological disease and spiritual disease because for adolescents of divorced parents. About the literature reviews, some literature, some research show that the forbearance can cause can psychological disease and spiritual disease of children. Forbearance can cause various disorder and psychological diseases such as irritability, gloomy, sadness, etc. Like Fiona and Cassie said. We know again that the forbearance can cause the spirituality of children, such as lazy to recite of the Quran, lazy to pray, without ethic for the parents, and lazy to perform our workshops, performing prayers, etc. Like Hasana and Charisma said. About that disease, Quran said in Al-Quran, said, Allah said in the Quran, وَنُنَزِّلُ مِنَ الْقُرْآنِ مَا هُوَ شِفَاء. We send down the state by state in the Qur'an that which is healing. The method in this study, we use quantitative method where the type of experiment, the design in this research, the one group pre-test post-test. About the subject in this research is high school student of high school in South Kalimantan, from degree 2, 4 and 6, who were victim of their parents' divorce. And after we track the subject by the snowball sampling technique, we find 9 students who experienced parental divorce. About the step research, the treatment of intervention in this research is in the form of Al-Quran therapy, in which some verses from the Al-Quran are read or called ma'thurat. Then they were asked to read this verse every day. The Alquran therapy activity is carried 3 times a week. The study was conducted for 2 weeks from pre-test to post-test. The research, we know that in 2 tables in the research, we know that The score before the intervention was 43.78, while the average score after treatment or intervention was 24.56. The number of subjects was 9 pupils. Because the average value before treatment is higher than after treatment, it can be concluded descriptively that there is a decrease in psychological and spiritual illness in the subject. So these results, in line with the rest of research conducted by Sagat et al., which shows that Quranic healing can reduce and cure psychological disorders and spiritual ailment. Why? According to Trimulyaningsi and Subandi, doing Al-Quran therapy by listening to the reading of the Quran can make emotional change in the form of pleasure and satisfaction, as well as change in cognition and the form of increased religious belief. So the conclusion of this research provide the Quranic therapy can reduce the intensity of psychological and spiritual illness in adolescents due to parental divorce, especially the subject of the study. Through Al-Quran therapy activities, they feel closer to God and guide them to remember and surrender all their problems to God. This will create a sense of psychological peace and spiritual heart. Okay, enough for our presentations. I will say Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.